been gremlin today?
Let's be mommy, all right? No more gremlin. Cinder is coming to play. It's gonna be good times. Stop getting me all riled up, everybody, okay? Hello.
Hi.
Hi, my love. How are you?
I'm doing so good. How have you been?
I've been really good. I had quite a long day. I had a collab this morning and I just decided to stream the whole day.
Girl, how are you still? How are you still doing that?
This is why I'm so excited. I got a coffee and I got a little bit of brandy for our collab, so I'm just looking forward to hanging out.
It's gonna be so chill.
I know. I really need the chill vibes.
Aww.
My problem with this game is if I don't have somebody to yap with me, I fall asleep because it's so soothing.
It's so chill.
This game is genuinely so soothing. I really love that you're always playing really cool games. Like, you were the first person I saw play that crab Dark Souls game. You were playing Chainsaw Lollipop yesterday. You're always playing cool.
I'm honestly down to play anything because I grew up being a cosplayer.
Okay.
So all my free time was put towards cosplay.
Okay.
But something about me, I used to be a competitive cosplayer. But I've been doing cosplay for 11 years, so I've learned a lot during my time. That's why I like to do the crafting streams. If you guys want more crafting streams, I did say I was gonna make little bits and pieces of cock jump scare. You want me to make a cock on stream?
I
kinda
really
like
enjoy those. And you have like rock music. It's one of my favorite things. Oh. How did you first?
Such a comfy thing.
You said 11 years ago.
Metal music.
I mean, it's comfy. Like, metal music isn't uncomfy in particular, right? It's the vibes, it's the everything. And the metal music makes it even more comfy. I love it. It's true. How did you first get into it if it was 11 years ago?
So I was playing Okami. Okami is my favorite video game of all time.
You told me that before, yep.
I used to draw a lot, and I would draw like all my favorite characters. So I would go onto Google and look up the characters, right, to find
It's a good
references.
thing. You could have ended up at a wrong place there.
I know. Oh,
You're like,
I'm aware of that
art,
now.
Pretty.
I was such an innocent
Sexy.
child.
Sexy fox art. That could have been bad.
Yeah. So then the next hurdle was convincing our parents to take us because we were too young to go on our own or drive ourselves. I sat my mom down and I'm like, hey mom, there's this cool event and all these people gather and they dress up like fictional characters. It's called an anime convention, and I'm like showing her the local one and she's like a little confused and she's like, everybody dresses up? And I'm like, yeah, like that's really cool. And we get to wear costumes and some people make costumes. And I had already planned out how I was gonna make everything for this cosplay.
Love it.
And my mom, she was like, okay, well, what are you gonna dress up as? And me proudly showing her the picture of this man.
Oh, what did you say?
Imagine little baby preteen Cinder trying to convince her mom to dress up like a shirtless man.
I'm so sorry. When we're talking preteen, are you talking like 8 or like 11? Because there is a
No,
little...
I don't even remember how old I was.
It was like 13, 14.
Yeah, probably
Okay.
like just a teenager.
Like just, but still like too young to be going as a shirtless man, right?
yeah.
Aww.
I was a kid, you know, I couldn't drive myself at the time or anything.
Aww.
My mom's like, you are not going shirtless. Like, what are you thinking? Like, that's crazy. And I'm like, no, mom, like, here's my game plan. And I like,
Oh no.
I like wrote out this detailed plan because I was like, well, because he has a back tattoo and body paint is hard, I can just get a skin-colored tank top and give the illusion that I'm not wearing a shirt, but that way I can just paint it on the back of the tank top.
But I'm sure your
and it'll
mom
look
loved
real.
hearing that from her 13-year-old, right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna give the illusion of being naked to all these people at this convention, by the way, Mom. Don't worry.
But I made all the props from scratch and everything like that, and I got really creative with it. But the thing is, at the time, I was showing.
You developed early.
Yeah.
Yeah. You developed early. Puberty
So
was
the most
good
awkward
to
looking.
you. Puberty was a little too kind.
But it's me. There's this young girl trying to look like a boy with very obvious cleavage.
Puberty was like, yes, we want to bless this one. This one. Let's give this one all of it. I get it. Oh.
Yep.
And it's such a like awkward thing for your mom too, because it's like you're so young that it's like it's too young to be having these combos of like, hey, you know, you
Yeah, right.
Aww.
But in the end, we ended up going, and it was my mom, my cousin's mom, so my aunt, and my cousin has a little sister, and she ended up cosplaying too. She was like a little.
What did she cosplay?
Like a little baby. She was a little baby Sailor Moon. Oh my god, she was the cutest. And there was like a bunch of other Sailor Moon cosplayers coming up, just like being like, oh.
It's this, and that must have been such a nice experience for your parents seeing that, right? Like everybody coming up to baby Sailor Moon to be like, ah!
Right?
Aww.
And pretty much since then, I started making more of my own costumes, and then like the next year I started competing, and my mom was like super into it. She thought it was so cool and creative, and she loved being
Your mom was a pageant mom.
She's a bit of a helicopter mom.
I like that. It's not my idea, okay? I just need to be clear. My chat has been cruelly trying to get me to scam people, okay? So they told me that it would be really funny if I just asked people for money to see what they would say. So I called Numi and I was like, can I have 20 bucks? And she said, yeah. And then I was like, here's my PayPal. And then she's like, oh, I have to send it in Canadian. I was like, oh, that's like 60 Canadian. It's not. It's like 30. She sent me 40 Canadian. And then I was like, well, thank you anyway. It was like 2 minutes before I'm like, anyway, I gotta go. I'm collabing with Sinder. I did refund her the money. I did refund her the money. But Numi's great. She said, I think, so one thing she said, what for? And then I said, oh, I can't tell you. It's really embarrassing. And then she didn't push for it again. But yeah.
Which is a valid question, you know?
Which brings me to my next question, Cinder.
You want money?
I need
20 bucks. You don't want to talk about it, right?
I can't talk about it. Okay. This is going to be kind of like a long story, but I don't know if you've heard, but nowadays, like, there's a lot of kind of problems in dating where women are afraid to make the first move. Men are afraid of rejection and making the first move. Women are afraid of rejection. And, like, everyone's kind of at, like, you know, they're doing the Spider-Man meme where they're pointing at each other and everyone's, like, too scared to pull the trigger. And I feel like it's kind of similar when it comes to content or anything where everyone's too scared to DM first. Everyone's scared to invite to a collab first, right? But every time you invite somebody, they're like, oh my God, I was actually wanting to DM you and invite you as well.
You're so
right.
That's such a good comparison.
Right? And Numi is just that person who's like, hey, I'm inviting you here. Would you like to come? And Numi, I feel like, is always so cool with like taking the first step and like doing the thing that feels a little bit awkward and being a little bit embarrassed. But because of that, it leads to such fulfilling friendships, right? Like, Numi brought you out to TwitchCon with her kind of courage, right? And now look at you girls, you're so tight.
Piggybacking off of that.
Yes.
When I am in person, I would usually, like at cons, right? Like if I'm going to cons and I'm meeting people, normally I'd be the kind of person to just kind of stay to myself and stick with the people that I really only know, because I've grown up shy. I don't have a very large social battery, you know? But I've grown a lot in trying to break out of my shell, especially at cons. Like, if there's a party with, like, a bunch of other creators, VTubers, you know, people in the industry, I've been trying to go out of my way to introduce myself. So that way I can at least, you know, meet new people and maybe make someone else feel more comfortable in that kind of a space. Yeah. Maybe they're also having the same feelings. After I leave, I always end up feeling really good, even though I might be a little nervous in the moment.
And it feels so good when the other person is like, oh my God, I've actually, like, I know who you are. I've actually, like, wanted to talk to you at this, like, I saw you yesterday and I was too shy to talk to you. And you're like, ah. I think you'd really have a good time with that.
I need to ask you, because you're planning big things for October.
I'm ready.
Are you gonna be playing spooky games for spooky season?
Okay, if you invite me to spooky games, it's a big chance that I say yes, but there are some spooky games that I truly, like, my body cannot do spooky games for too long. If you ever heard me scream in a game, it's not just like, ah! It's a guttural, like, ah! Like, it's a death metal scream.
Primal fear.
It's actually a death metal scream, and the problem is, like, I get tired after 2 hours of that. So, it depends. Please do invite me, but please don't be offended if I say no a few times, because I just, yeah. And I feel really bad, but when I was
were like planning any. but it
Not
sounds
really,
like you're.
but it
it's
sounds like I
not.
should, you know? Like sometimes I get invited to these really great collabs with scary games, and I know that if it was me a few years ago as a smaller streamer, I'd be like, oh my god, this is such a great opportunity. But now I'm like, nope, I don't want to do anything that makes me uncomfortable.
It really goes to show that you don't have to do what you know, like the internet tells you to. Like, sure, maybe the next hit game is a horror game, but if that's not something that you're really interested in, you don't have to.
A lot of
play it.
Lethal Company, I can do a few hours, and then I'm just at the base hiding. Why do you like scary games? What do you have planned?
I love the horror genre in general. It just fascinates me so much. I do like scary.
Like, do you like the way it feels, or what's up? It doesn't like exhaust you?
So, no, I wouldn't say it exhausts me, because honestly, after a while, I get kind of desensitized.
I am
so that's what happens to me.
That's why, again, I really think you would love Bioshock. I think it's a really good story. I think it's a really good game. And since you like scary, it's definitely... Okay, there's a few jump scares here and there, but it's like a horror-esque... I'm not going to spoil the story, but like, you're alone-ish.
You get the big daddy jump scares.
You said it, not me, girl. I didn't say a thing. Oh, I didn't say a thing. You said that. You said this. I didn't say anything. Yeah, I definitely think you'd really, really like that game. I also really want to start doing a lot more crafting streams like you do. I actually talked to your manager about what kind of setup you guys use.
No way!
I asked your manager what setup you use, because I feel like my setup is never really good. But I have like these nano blocks here, and I have some Legos, and I have some Gundams, and I have some Warhammer figurines that I want to do. So,
girl, it makes me so excited. I'm so excited for you.
And I will tell everybody, I stole this setup from Sinder. I talked to Cinder's manager about what setup.
It's so basic.
But it's better than my setup.
I just really like the top-down view.
I think it's the best view, honestly. I think you have it really good. I really enjoy, like, I lurk sometimes. Full disclosure, I put your VODs of your crafting streams on while I work, because it's very cozy, it's very casual.
Thank you.
And this is kind of my problem lately. Like, I get a little erratic lately. Like, I get a little chaotic, and I like it. It's my personality. But you just stay so cozy and so fun, and like, it's so nice.
It's just something I'm really passionate about, and when people come in and ask me questions about how they make stuff, I could go on and on and on and just yap about how I would go about making that thing, and it helps people.
If ever one day I am ready to do a Matara cosplay, I will come to you, my angel.
Right.
I will come to you. It would be a lot. It would be a lot with the arms. It would have to be like, I'd have to like have it on my back to kind of carry, almost like, you know how like if you were doing tails, you'd carry them on your back? I'd have to do that with the arms. It would be a lot.
I've built harnesses like that before.
Cruelty Squad
and you know
is hideous. It is. Sorry. And I know what?
It's so good. It's like a cosplayer's dream that your character sheet has like the back view of like the limbs coming out of your back. That is so useful for cosplayers.
Who is your favorite SpongeBob SquarePants character? While you think about it, may I tell you a quote that really hit me in the kokoro, in the heart?
Yes.
You either die as SpongeBob or live long enough to see yourself become Squidward.
Man, that's so real.
You know, when you're a youth, you think, oh my god, SpongeBob's the coolest. But then when you grow up, you're like, SpongeBob? It's kind of annoying.
Well, I also think it's the more recent seasons that kind of went downhill.
I don't think I've watched SpongeBob in about 20 years. So
yeah.
I wouldn't be able to tell you.
I think it's going to have to be Plankton.
I love him.
Yes.
I love him, my little evil guy.
There's something funny about having a tiny, aggressive villain that honestly can't really do much. That's just so funny.
I love that. I love that. I love that Mr. Krabs is such a, like, shitty guy, but he is such a simp for his daughter as well. I know it's not Plankton, but we're talking about other characters. Like, I love that Mr. Krabs is just such an angel to what was her name? The whale.
Pearl.
Pearl. He's such an angel. He loves her.
He's just a good dad.
He is a good dad. Might be a shitty boss, but he's a good dad. Oh my god, Cinder, wait.
Yes.
You're a fish. What do I look,
like? Wait, do I have like a tail?
Yeah. You have like a little tail and you're yellow and like with blue. What do I look like?
You look the same.
Oh my god, look at my tail. Look at my
He's so cute.
You look like you have those socks, right?
Yeah,
You look like
they
you have
make
the
your feet look
boots.
like chicken legs or something.
They do. Oh, I've seen the one you talk about when people work out, the chicken. Oh my god. Okay, how much are you on the TikTok?
I usually scroll before bed.
Okay, I am not very big on like the Zoomer TikTok, but Mint the other day showed me a TikTok. It was like, I don't even know how to explain it, everybody. I want to be very mindful because sometimes when I say things, people, because I'm from an old corporal background, sometimes some people are ready to be like, oh, she said this thing out of context.
Oh, geez, yeah.
But this is a meme, okay? So somebody made this like AI edit of a minion on a cross. And it's like a bunch of people on TikTok freaking out about it. And we kind of look like that. We kind of look like minions right now. Have you seen the TikTok edit I'm talking about or no?
No, but that sounds hilarious.
It was cursed. When I saw that, I was like, wow, what is going on in the world?
You know what that reminds me of? I don't know if you
What?
remember when Breath of the Wild 2 came out and everybody was crucifying the Korok.
Oh, no, I don't. I really enjoy really competent people. And lately, I've been like, my whole goal is I want to know how everything works, but I want to build things and then kind of like stand them on their 2 feet and let them walk.
Yeah.
So, for example, for my lore video, I found a storyboarder. And this storyboarder, she has just been a heaven sent. And I first of all told her, I'm like, hey, I'm going to pay you more money than what you wanted. But second of all, I'm like, I have 2 more storyboards for you next year. I want to make sure you're hired. Like, just so you know, I want you to promise me that you will guarantee that you will work on my next 2 storyboards. How much money do you want?
So sweet.
But she has been so good at her job. And now I want to make sure that like from now on, any of my art direction, that's her job. She's the project manager on those projects. You know, like that is her job. So I'm trying to do this. Like I have somebody whose project is the YouTube. And like, yeah, maybe if I had like crazier YouTube minded person, I could have my videos hit crazier views. It doesn't matter. I have somebody who is reliable, who's really good, who knows what they're doing. That's what matters to me. Because as a streamer, I can't handle 25 different things, right? My perfect day is I wake up, go for my morning walkies, I go to the gym, I do lunch with my family, I call my friends, I stream, I hang out with my friends. I don't want to also be like, obviously I still want to like know what the merch is about, know what the lore is, but I don't want to be the one that's like doing everything in that, right?
Yes.
So even
absolutely.
this storyboarder, at one point, they were like meeting with animators and background artists to assign the work. And I was like, oh, guys, I'm sorry. I have the gym at this time. I can't make it. Like, I'm out of the house. They're like, oh, you don't have to be there. And then I tuned in on my phone while they were doing this. They were just like, the storyboarder was in a call with the animators and the background artists, and they were separating, what is it called? The storyboard. And I wasn't
That's
there
so efficient.
to delegate it. I was like, what is going on?
I love that. Oh, that's like such a big weight off your shoulders.
Yeah. Yes, I have a lot of ambitious projects and I have a lot of this kind of stuff, but at some point, you just need to build a team up once, right? Like, you just need to get people once that are competent. You just need to try. Like, right now with my editors, I told them, I'm like, hey, how much money do you want? Please stay with me forever. If you decide you want to leave, give me a 2 weeks notice that you're going to leave. That's it, you know? Like, let me know. This is a good relationship between us. And I'm just kind of building that out with all my teams. Even my podcast is ending. And I made sure that the 2 people working on it, I'm like, hey, it's ending, but I have a solo project. You're hired. You're not out of a job.
Still keep working together, yeah.
Yeah. I don't want you to think you're out of a job and then find another one and leave me.
It's also really nice when you find somebody to work on a project and they know someone else that can do all the other things that you're also trying to find.
That kind of happened. So I hired Raggy Chiffons to do my lore storyboard. And then I was like, oh, do you know a background artist? And then they brought in one person. And then an animator brought in another person. And now it kind of happened that there's this like other streamer that I've collabed with before called Doki. It kind of happened that now half of the people working on my lore are the people that worked on her lore. That's just kind of how the industry works, right? Where it's like,
yeah,
you invited, it was literally people who were like, oh, I work with this person on this other project and it was a lot of fun. So now half my team is like people, like they all worked on another project together and then they're like, oh, come to this other project with me. But I didn't like purposely cherry pick all these people to be on this project together. But it looks like I did.
Limes is another person I've been wanting to plan a collab day with.
She's incredible. You should invite her. She will never say no. I'm gonna tell you one thing about Limes. If you make the effort to invite her to like 1 or 2 collabs, she will invite you every single week to something. She's amazing. She's amazing. Somebody said Bricky, Lime just don't initiate. False. One of the reasons I love both Bricky and Lime, they invite me now. They actually initiate plans with me all the time.
And I think it goes back to that, like what you were saying earlier about how, you know, both parties are a little hesitant to reach out. And at the end of the day, it's like, no, we want to.
One of the reasons Lime and I got close is because we talked a little bit and then she actually kept like inviting me, talking to me, messaging me. And I was like, oh my God, somebody else is putting in the effort?
Aww.
Somebody said there's an interesting sociology term that fits who you are. You're a connector. Judge, I always thought of myself, so I think connector is not the word I used before. But maybe I'm part connector, part builder. I like building things, but I like connecting people with the things I build. I'm both.
Aww.
I'm not like full builder and I'm not full connector. I think I'm a mix of both. Enabler, instigator. What?
No.
What were you gonna say,
no
Angel?
way.
What were you gonna say, Angel? Sorry, I interrupted you.
I was saying that it was funny because Limes and I actually, we're playing like raid tag where we keep like raiding each other, and every time like we welcome in the raids, it's always like, oh, thank you for raiding. I'd love to hang out and play games sometime. And then we just
Sinder?
keep doing that
Sinder?
back and forth.
Cinder?
I think it's about time, huh?
I am not continuing this gameplay until you DM Lime Malicious right now and you say, we should collab soon. I'm done. Do it right now. I'm holding the gun. I am holding the gun to your head. Lime Malicious.
I'm typing. My hands are shaking. My hands are shaking. I'm not spelling this right. Okay, I sent the message. I sent the message. Do you need a screenshot for evidence?
Could you send just in case, so I can prove to the chat that it's true? Just so I can be like, yes, she actually did do it.
I didn't want to come on too strong, so I also asked her if she was going to TwitchCon.
Oh, she's not. Hey, girl,
Wait.
what size bra do you wear? I don't want to come off too strong, but would you like to collab sometime? I'm in love with you.
Because I'm in streamer mode, I actually can't. Hold on, I can't take it on my PC. Here, let me do it on my
Take it
phone.
on your phone. Yeah, I do that all the time.
Oh my God, wait, she's typing right now. I was like,
oh,
hey,
she's
are you
typing.
going
She's
to
actually
TwitchCon?
typing.
Yeah, that's not the fact that she's typing in the screenshot. I feel bad that I'm not gonna be able to like respond to like a conversation right away, but I will definitely, I will definitely be messaging.
I feel like
her
you
again.
can legit be like, Matara bullied me, and I'm so happy.
No.
Like, you can legit, don't even sweat it. When I
But,
said
like,
I was a
another thing is-
connector, I meant positively. Right now, you've seen
Yeah.
like the worst sides of me. Again, this is me being a
No, I
connector.
don't
Just so
think-
we're
I don't
clear,
think this is negative.
be honest.
That's
with
one
me.
of the things my mom was freaking out about when I told her I wanted to quit my professional stable job and be an online anime girl.
I heard your thing the other day about your mom going to the tax person about OnlyFans. Can you tell me
Not
the
what
full
happened.
story? Sorry, I said it in like the worst possible way. Your
My
mom went to your
the tax
tax person.
person about OnlyFans. Out of context. That's so
Out of context, that sounds awful. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. My parents are very supportive, so they know like exactly what I do. They watch my streams, and I ended up hiring this tax person, this like accountant, to do my business taxes for my streams and stuff. And my mom just so happens to also work with the same tax guy for her job. So he does the business taxes for her place of employment.
job.
Yeah. So she's the one that has the meetings with him and whatnot. So they'll have like meetings every once in a while to talk about business stuff. And I really only email this tax guy maybe once every quarter, you know, like the quarterly tax stuff.
Yeah.
And I just send him like updated, you know, like statements and invoices and whatever. So we don't like communicate that much unless we have a meeting.
Yeah.
But every time we have had an in-person meeting, he gets so curious to like what I'm doing, and I'm like kind
What
of
are you
explaining.
actually doing?
Because like he's an older gentleman and he's very serious. Like he's a, you know, like a stoic tax man. Like he doesn't smile, like, but he's nice. But since this guy, you know, goes to my mom's work and talks to her a lot, they end up having conversations about me.
Does he know that she's related to you?
Yes. Oh yeah, they were yapping for 2 hours before she had to leave work, and she said, we were talking about you most of the time. Because he's just so intrigued. He's like, I barely got any of my work done, and he was just like, you know, just like he's very curious and asking questions and wanted to know what your channel name is, but I was like, I can't tell you.
It's better not
it's
to,
important.
I agree.
Which is so hard for my parents to do because they love bragging about me. So they were just talking, and it came across him talking about this other girl who wants to be self-employed, and I guess she has a friend.
That's the part of the story that I heard. Okay, that is very oopsies.
So he says, yeah, I'm talking to this other client, and she's got this 2-year plan to make 500K, and it's this website, something fans only. And my mom's like, OnlyFans. He's like, yeah, but it looks like a risque website. And my mom's like, that's not what Sinder does. And he was like, I wasn't trying to imply that.
Well, girl, I've seen you have a poster where there's the pasties and then there's the no pasties.
So, I didn't commission that.
Okay, that's fair.
Mitsu just kind of drew it. She was like, hey, can I draw this? And can I sell it? And I'm
Somebody
like,
else shot the gun. You didn't do it. You handed the gun that was loaded. You loaded every bullet in the chamber.
She reached out to me and she was like, hey, I'd love to make art. And I was like, girl, you have full creative freedom.
Yeah.
She was like,
draw me naked, girl.
Bang for my buck. And
yeah.
I was like, absolutely.
Yeah. And just I may have witnessed those, and I was like, oh yeah, she left the safety off, and so I started blasting. Anyway, I started blasting.
So the convenient part about my meet and greet is that the booth it was at just so happened to be placed in the like 18+ section where it's all walled off. But like their booth isn't like a spicy booth. That's just like where they were able to fit. And so I was like, yeah, like my meet and greet's in the 18+
What
section.
was it, if you don't mind sharing?
It was the R.O.A.C.H booth.
Oh yeah, I thought R.O.A.C.H was a little lewd.
They have like spicier artwork on some.
But it's not like.
But it's not like
18+.
It's not like everything out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not 18+.
Okay, wait. I'm so sorry. Numi sent me $40 that I refunded her. And then she sent me another $30 like a minute after. I'm refunding her again. Joel, I'm not refunding you though. What?
She probably thought something happened. Like it got like reversed or something.
She sent me money again. Joel, I'm not refunding you though. Thank you so much for the money. I really needed it. I cannot share what it was for, but I really needed it. Thank you so much, Joel. I really appreciate it.
I'm just happy to have a place for other people to be comfy and safe and have fun. Because all I've ever wanted to do is help people. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do as a career. Like, I only went to college. Yeah, I only went to college because that was the next thing to do. You know, like after you graduate high school, you go to college. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I just got like the most basic degree and, you know, graduated after 2 years and just kind of tried figuring stuff out. But I ended up lucking out and getting a job at a bank, and I loved that job so much because...
You talked about it a lot, how you just liked talking to people and helping people, solving their problems.
Exactly. I love that so much, and it just made me feel so good. Like I had a purpose and I was like fulfilled, you know, knowing that I could help people. And then when I started making online content, it was like that with the ASMR videos, and people were saying, this helps me sleep, this helps me feel comfy. And now I get to stream and do more fun things, and people are still saying that they're inspired and happy and having a good time, and it just makes me feel so good.
I definitely I can relate to you here, because all my life I've had people be like, hey, as a woman, you should like sit down and shut up a little bit more. Women are cute when they're like more quiet. Like nobody cares about your yapping. Your yapping is so boring. And then on stream, it's like people really like when I'm yapping. I really like yapping. This is a part of who I am, and people love to hear me yap. People love to hear my stuff. People love to hear my shenanigans. It's so like everyone's like, yap more, Matara, please. But it is definitely something that I've heard before, and like it's just really exciting. I also really love to be around a lot of people. I love to be like, even this like one-on-one. I love this kind of stuff. I love this, and it's so easy. And I just feel like streaming is like going to coffee with your girlfriends. It's like, oh my God, hi, how are you today? How was your test? How was that thing you were doing? It's just so
It's
fun.
like the simple things. Yeah.
It really is. And I feel so connected to other people when I stream. I feel like, you know, you've talked to me a little bit. I feel like I often have to kind of tone myself down. I think it's because like I'm Eastern European and I'm tall and I have like the resting bitch face. I still feel like sometimes I do have to tone myself down because sometimes I do get a little crazy. Like in collabs, it has happened a few times where friends have been like, hey, like, you know, you're having a little too much fun. You're killing me repeatedly. Like, please stop. Please stop, Matara. Like, this is fun, but like, maybe you can like tone it down a little bit, you know? But I feel like on stream, everybody is so happy to kind of like just hear me yap and hear me talk about like the thing that I want to talk about, right? Where I'm like, oh my God. And it's like the most mundane thing where I'm like, I literally told stream today, like how my roommate tricked me into not going to the gym today and stuff like that. I had so much fun. Please, let's do this again.
Yeah, absolutely. I am so happy that we both had the time to finally hang out.
But I had so much fun.
I loved yapping with you.
I loved it. Please, we need so many more yaps together. Please, please, please.
You're so sweet.
I love you.
I love you so much.
Chat,
Lots
say
of rest
bye
after your super long
to Auntie
stream.
Cinder, okay? Say bye to Auntie
Say
Cinder.
goodbye to Mata.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, bye, Angel. I love you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good one, and I'll see you soon.